Welcome to In Conversation, where we speak with leaders across Visa in Asia Pacific who play critical roles in shaping the future of commerce for our clients and our ecosystem. I'm joined today by Axel Boye-Moller, who heads our Value-Added Services business, or VAS, for the region. So, Axel, why don't we start with what is Value-Added Services? What is VAS?
Thank you, Sisca, for that question. Now, value-added services is a range of services that Visa offers to all of our clients, across banks, fintechs, payments processors, merchants, and so on. And these services, fundamentally do three things. They help our clients deliver great customer experiences and payments experiences to their customers. They help keeping payments safe and secure, both for themselves and for their customers. And ultimately, these services help our clients run their businesses more efficiently and help them grow.
And you have been leading, the charge in terms of the growth of our value-added services in the region for a while now. So, what excites you about this space?
It's such a dynamic industry, it's such a dynamic ecosystem, such a dynamic region. So some of the things that I'm super excited about in particular is just the variety of ways to pay and be paid. And of course, it varies market by market, but you have everything from, the card networks, of course, including Visa, right through to real-time payments, account-to-account, wallets, now, stable coins coming through as well, and agentic commerce. So that's probably the most exciting thing. So how do we evolve our services to help our clients succeed in that environment?
Actually, that was going to be my follow-up question. So with these trends, new technologies, and anything else that you're observing in the space, what are some of the biggest opportunities for value-added services in terms of helping our clients and other players in the ecosystem?
I touched on just a variety of ways to pay and be paid. So we see a huge opportunity to help our clients navigate that really across a range of services. But perhaps one that I'll spotlight in particular is fraud detection and risk management more broadly. Making sure that we help our clients in this space, real-time fraud detection, authentication, cyber, and so on. And it's an area we invest a lot in, both growing the product set organically, but also through acquisitions. Last year, we made an acquisition we're very excited about, Featurespace, based out of the UK, where we've now integrated that into our broader suite of fraud solutions. So Featurespace is really a AI and machine learning native company providing network agnostic fraud solutions to banks, fintechs, and other partners.
Speaking about that, how do value-added services help our merchants, acquirers, issuers go beyond payments to achieve business success?
It's a great question. But first of all, I will say, though, just getting payments right and delivering great payment experiences that will deliver growth and success beyond payments is such an important moment of truth, whether that's making a payment or accepting a payment. So making that right, seamless, secure and safe is really important for our clients. Now, we're doing a few things beyond the actual payment. One is we've found that many of our clients, they are stuck on this sort of legacy technology, which makes it difficult to compete with new innovations. It makes it expensive as well, and sometimes resilience can be a challenge too. So we have moved into that space with more sort of core technology and infrastructure that we provide into our clients. So that's one example. A second one is implementation services as well, where implementing some of these tech platforms that I just mentioned that we can offer to our clients, there can be some resource constraints there for our clients. So we increasingly embed tech teams and other teams to kind of help accelerate implementation of new services for our clients. And thirdly, we are helping clients with just attracting new customers and growing their business kind of beyond cards and payments using sort of whole of bank loyalty solutions that we have or marketing services.
So Axel, modernization is a key focus for Visa. How do our solutions enable faster and more scalable innovation in VAS?
It is a key focus, and it's born out of the fact that many of our clients are struggling with legacy tech infrastructure, which makes it difficult to maintain these systems, expensive, resilience can be a problem, as well as it's sort of slowing down their path to innovation. And so, a couple of examples where we moved in to help our clients with that. One is Pismo. Pismo being a cloud-native API-first card management system, as well as core banking platform that Visa acquired some time back now, but it's fully integrated into our business. That's one example. And the second one is on the acceptance side. Similar challenges for large acquirers around the region and around the world, keeping up with investment in resilience, investment in keeping the lights on effectively, and adding new payment methods. And so through the Visa acceptance platform, we can provide all of that through a single integration.
Yeah, you mentioned obviously Pismo making a difference for clients, but is there any specific sort of example that you can give where VAS really makes a measurable difference for our client?
Yeah, let me give you a couple of examples, Sisca. One is a client right here in Southeast Asia, HitPay. HitPay is a integrated payments platform and provider of payment services to small businesses in particular around the region. And we recently announced that we've expanded our partnership with them and really supporting them as they're growing their business into the Philippines, where they've got an omni-channel sort of covering both face-to-face and e-commerce for small businesses there, including card present or face-to-face solutions around tap to phone, and really sort of bringing more small businesses in the Philippines into sort of the card accepting world.
Yeah.
So that's the first example, which we're very excited about. Another one that we announced recently is a partnership with Dosh in New Zealand. They're a New Zealand-owned, sort of locally grown, so to speak, or homegrown New Zealand wallet. They do have an aspiration to become a bank, and as they're looking to take that next step and really scale in the New Zealand market, they were looking for a partner. So we're partnering with them both. They are going to migrate their existing business onto the Pismo platform to create that scalable platform, as well as partnering with Visa on a range of other of our services as well to enable that growth.
I know that you're very active in meeting our clients around the region. So what are some of the things that you're hearing from them, or any example of a client story that you'd like to share?
These themes around kind of the rapid innovation and the really dynamic environment, more ways to pay and be paid, what's happening with stablecoin, what's happening with agentic commerce. That's certainly one big theme that I hear from pretty much every client. And the second one is, how do I stay on top of fraud and risk and scams in the industry? Fraudsters tend to be pretty innovative too in applying new technology, and clearly sort of AI enabled or accelerated scams is an increasing problem, especially here in Asia Pacific. So that's the other really big theme that we're hearing from clients.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking about agentic AI, but now agentic commerce, where payments get injected into the system. And VAS plays a big role in, as you said, addressing some of these new threat vectors as well, right? And then you mentioned stable coins. There any sort of sneak peek or a look that you can give into how value-added services is going to help our clients and the ecosystem stay ahead?
Well, a lot of our services, they're really quite foundational in enabling agentic commerce. So security or authentication solutions like passkeys, so that our customers can authenticate themselves and conduct commerce safely. Tokenization, all of these foundational capabilities are really, really important. I think the other point I'll make this is more a broader point on innovation. For innovation to scale, industry standards are really important, kind of for the whole ecosystem to kind of lift. And Visa, as an open platform and a company, we do engage a lot in industry standards and protocols, making sure that there is an established and consistent way to conduct commerce and to make payments. That's going to be important for things like agentic commerce as well. And we did announce recently the launch of the Trusted Agent Protocol, which is a way for merchants to be able to distinguish a trusted agent of a consumer from malicious bots.
Yeah, that was actually quite a key question on everyone's minds. Like, how do we learn how to detect scammers, but now how do we detect malicious bots, right?
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
The trusted agent. So just whilst we stay on this sort of topic, what would be your key priorities then for the next sort of 12 to 24 months for our value-added services journey in Asia Pacific?
I'll sort of highlight three things. One is continue to invest in network agnostic solutions, whether that's risk solutions or on our acceptance platform, for us to really help our clients to sort of navigate this world where there's so many different ways to pay. And we want to keep it simple for our clients. So rather than having to go, a risk solution here for card transactions and another one for account to account, they can partner with us as a holistic risk partner. So that's one example. And I mean, a second one is to continue invest in these risk solutions. They are so important, and staying ahead of emerging threats, including AI-enabled fraud and scams. And thirdly, this point around collaboration that I mentioned as well, making sure that we, collectively sort of try and help the ecosystem to lift as well.
Yeah, I think that's really key to, linking your 2 points around continuing, that sort of providing seamless, frictionless experiences for the customers. And in order to do that, interoperability is key, and moving the ecosystem together, with our partners is important, right? Yeah. This has been a great conversation. Thank you so much for joining me today in conversation. Thank you, Axel.
Thank you so much, Sisca. Really enjoyed the chat.
Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you in the next episode of In Conversation.